What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we're talking about Void Storms today, a mission that is actually surprisingly rewarding if you are willing to learn the strats and have the good gear for it. We'll be going over why you might want to run these if you basically are out of normal fissures to run, and basically some etiquette and builds and all that for doing these Void Storm missions. If you enjoy these types of farming guides, build videos, all that kind of stuff, make sure you're subbed. We do daily Warframe videos on this channel. And also, check out the live stream channel. I'll be live later today with the first Ascendant beta. And we'll see how long we're on that. Probably going to go back to Warframe later in the stream tonight. And if not tonight, definitely like tomorrow I'll be on Warframe again. Alright, so let's get into it. What's the situation with Void Storms? Why am I talking about them today? Well, Void Storms have been in the game for years. And DE has kind of been pushing them pretty hard as far as giving us good loot out of these to make it where it's potentially be something that's worth running. Now, to get the actual good rewards for time, you want to be picking on specific types of missions. The missions you want to be looking for here are either Grineer skirmish missions in the Vale, which means you basically are going to be able to get multiple rewards worth of drops at the end because there's bonus objectives on the Grineer missions. Also, you want to be potentially looking out for very fast fissures on the for the Corpus. So NSU grid is going to be the fast Grineer one we're on today, but for the Corpus, we have non-Vale New Gua Mines is actually very fast. The thing here is that these missions are just going to take longer than a normal fissure, no matter how you look at it. There are side objectives, and organizing your team is going to be the best way to do this. Now, for NSU Grid, this one has 6 cruise ships, 2 side objectives, and we have an Auric and Derelict side objective as well. The Auric and Derelict side objective is going to give you, so right there, the white icon on the map, if you look in the gameplay, that is going to give you a bonus drop if you actually get in there and hack it. But you need to be aware, if you're doing this, I'm going to start with the tips right now. If you are organizing their team, make sure that you do the Auric and Derelict side objective before the yellow side objective missile platform and pulse turbine. Why is that? I don't know, because for some reason, if you start the missile platform or the pulse turbine before this, it will make it unintended feature out, and you will not be able to get your loot, unfortunately. You'll get most of your loot, but not the side objective loot from this. So, the way you could look at this is every side objective in Railjack Void Storms gives you a bonus drop. That bonus drop can be a relic, it can be endo, it can be resources, etc., etc. It has a chance of being a pseudo unvaulted relic, is what I'm going to call it. These relics contain things such as Nyx Prime, the Stindo Prime, and additionally, I think the Vectus Prime might be in there too. But either way, there is just going to be a bunch of pseudo-unvaulted relics that used to be vaulted but are no longer vaulted because they only come from Void Storms. They technically can come from Resurgence as well. Nyx Prime Resurgence was a thing a couple months ago. But yeah, this is actually a way you can get relics that drop nowhere else in the game. You're doing Railjack missions to get this stuff. Now, here's how you can organize this, and I'm going to show the builds too. So, big thing here is that if you're doing this in a 4-stack, what you want to do is you want to have assigned roles. You want to have one member of your team as the pilot. So, for example, we had a Garuda player as the pilot. Why is Garuda the pilot? Because Garuda can get energy very easily. Another good pilot is Styanax. Styanax can regen energy very easily. Lets him cast abilities. Because the abilities of the Railjack actually take your frame's energy bar. So with a frame like Garuda or a frame like Styanax, where they have basically built-in energy regen, they can spam abilities constantly on the Railjack. People that think Lavos is a really good pilot, you probably haven't seen a Garuda or a Styanax pilot properly, to be honest. Because the reason that Lavos is not as good of a pilot as these frames is because Lavos has a cooldown on his abilities for the pilot, unfortunately. So yeah, you want to have one person as your designated driver. So that's going to be Garuda or Styanax, or if you are desperate, I guess like Hildren or Lavos. And then you have one of the team members. So for these missions we were running, I was a designated Auric and Derelict. So that white objective at the beginning is the Auric and Derelict. That will give you a bonus drop. If you organize it properly, have one person ready to jump in there immediately. Your pilot should drive you over to that Auric and Derelict the second the mission starts, and I call him the assassin, basically. The Auric and Derelict assassin dude, you need to go take out the Auric and Derelict as fast as possible. If you see any ads or trash enemies in that Derelict, kill them, because if you don't kill the enemies in the Derelict, it can make the fighters not spawn properly, unfortunately. So yeah, you have those 2 members set up. You have a 3rd member. They will be the designated I call it the Yamato cannon, the forward artillery. That is for blowing up cruise ships. Have one member for the cruise ships, and have a fourth member starting on the yellow side objectives. As you can see in the footage right here, we cleared a Void Storm Veil mission in about 5 minutes. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Not to mention 5 minutes and you're getting potentially multiple relics from one completion of these missions. You can just do it for hours and hours. So, you know, these are good relics too. Well, they can be good relics. You also get hollow keys from this too. So where you get the hollow keys for getting tenant melee weapons. So the big thing here is just organization. We're going to show the builds now for the Railjack I use here. And it's going to come down to making sure your teams are on the same page. If you're using the forward artillery, some big things as well, where to shoot. Shoot at the engines that have been blown up by a turret already. As you can see, the relics are already stacking up. After a little bit of a farm session here, in the end, we had a ton of relics. So that could just go on for days, or for hours and hours. So unfortunately, like a normal fissure, it is RNG when it appears. So let's go ahead and show some of the builds here for the Railjack and the like. Now, of course, you can do this up to personal preference if you want to run another turret or whatever. Be my guest. Now, this would be the same thing as my video from a while ago, but I get lots of questions about my Railjack build nowadays. So let's give a quick refresher. So, Vidar Shield Array Mark III. The Shield Array does not really matter. This is whatever one you want to run. I've got the Vidar Shield Array Mark III, and the special ability of the this one is going to be 30% shield regeneration per second every 10 seconds. Also, shields apply an electrical status stun to all enemies within 50 meters. If an enemy is nearby me, they will get electrically stunned. The other ones aren't really that great anyway, so just basically pick whichever one sounds the coolest to you. This one right here, Railjack damage increased by 25% when shields are depleted. If the shields are depleted, I don't really need more damage anyway, because, I mean, honestly, like, Railjack is so easy that the enemies die in, like, one tickle of damage anyway, unless they're a cruise ship. So, I just went for this one, an AoE stun every couple of seconds. Now, this one is actually going to be the fastest. Levon engines. They have the fastest speed boost multiplier and increases top speeds by 20% when shields are depleted. Again, shields aren't depleted that often. But Railjack you can boost infinitely now in Railjack, so the best boost speed is the one you should get. The other ones have like higher overall speed or whatever. Yeah, the best one is going to be this one. And then moving on to the Levon plating. This is the best EHP here. We've got the one with the highest hull and the lowest armor. The reason for that is because if you look at how much armor you can actually get from some of the other ones, it's not even that high. So EHP-wise, the green one's the best. And moving on to the reactor, I think this one is actually just personal preference, but for my ship, this is what I'm definitely running. Increased battle range, a battle mod strength and battle mod range, and also a 50% chance to put out a fire hazard after 5 seconds. That's actually surprisingly good. Every 5 seconds you have a chance to get rid of a fire hazard. That's you not having to leave the ship to go fix it. That's you not having your ship on fire, obviously, so quite nice. And I don't remember what the other passives are. Equipped Levon hull plating, increased max shields by 25. I guess that could be good for being more tanky. But no, I like the instant put out the fires thing. Tenno gain a 50% speed boost for 5 seconds after deploying from Arcwing. That could be okay too. But the reason this one's nice is it gives you the strength and the range. Very good for Seeker Volley, very good for Shatter Burst, take out the entire radiator on the asteroid base. So moving on to the turrets, these are basically, I would say, no replacements here. This is what you should get. Zekti Photor Mark III. This is because you can shoot through the overshield, or rather the forward shields on the cruise ships of the Corpus. This will go right through. You can blow up the shield generator, and then you can easily stun them with Blackout Pulse to blow them up with the forward artillery. They're also pretty good for killing fighters in general. They have base heat damage, and it's a Zekti Photor Mark III. For my side turrets, these are usually used by my on-call crew members and my elite crew. I've got the Zekti Pulsar Mark III. Why do I have the Zekti Pulsar Mark III? They are hit scan weapons that can just basically mow enemies down really fast. You can also go for the Zekti Talon, I believe it's called. The same thing, but basically heat procs instead. Go for Zekti, don't go for Levon. Zekti is just the best turrets in general, basically. So yeah, Zekti Talon can also be good. I believe I like the Pulsar more on the end, so that's what I went for. I don't have a Zekti Talon Mark III. And then for the missile launcher, it's the Tycho Seeker. Not really used that much, but that's the one I use. The Tycho Seeker Mark III. As far as the build, this is my easy mode build right here. Basically the same exact thing as every other build. What we've got here is going to be Onslaught Matrix, giving increased turret damage when we have full health, which we should have full health. It gives a bunch of stuff too. Battle mod efficiency, blah, blah, blah. Predator for increased crit chance for turrets. We should have crit damage on here somewhere too. Looks like we don't. Oh, no, there it is. Section density, turret crit damage. We've got increased boost speed with ion burn, as we're always boosting. That should be always active. Turret velocity for increased range of turrets. This is more for like when I'm pseudo AFK farming. But yeah, you could definitely replace this. It's a very expensive mod too, so maybe replace that with like, what do I have on there normally? Do honestly just put an empty mod slot there instead of turret velocity. This mod is like 200 plat, so yeah, don't buy it. If you don't have that, just put on like, I guess, how about fortifying fire on critical hit, replenish 3% of your shields. That sounds pretty decent. Yeah, this mod's expensive. Artillery cheap shot, chance to not consume your dome charges. Basically the mega cannon. It's a chance not to consume it. I think it's actually worth it to me because you have to go back and build more dome charges. Hyper strike for overall more turret damage. Crimson fusion. This is extremely crucial. This mod is extremely good if you are doing the easy, lazy endo farm method I showed in a previous video. On turret kill, increase turret damage. I wish we had this for weapons. We kind of do with Merciless now. It's basically Arcane Merciless for your turrets, okay? It's a 20 mod drain mod, as you can see, but it's worth it because you get so much power. Then just like a normal weapon, we got a Bane mod for the faction we're fighting against. If you're fighting against a different faction, put on the the Corpus Bane, and we have the Grenier Bane right next to doing Grenier missions. Now, this is mainly was showing this with a crew, but if you are doing this solo, here are some of my crewmates. We've got an elite on call with, he's my defender. He's got the Tsar and all that. We've got a 5 out of 5 gunner right here, which is going to be, I believe, increased Zekti turret damage. I'm using Zekti turrets to get Zekti turret gunner. 5 gunning and 5 combat, 5 endurance, just in case they get boarded, they won't get insta-killed by boarders. And then this guy should also be a 5 out of 5 Zekti turret as well. What is your name? Oh, Lux Option. I just spelled it wrong. Yep, Zekti turret again. Not as God roll as the other one. No endurance on this guy, so if we got boarded, he might die pretty quickly. But whatever. We got multiple crew members to defend him if he does board. I never let the crew members drive because they just tend to drive right in front of a laser and let my ship get blown up, which is not really what I'm looking to go for. So that's basically it for the ship build. Let's quickly show some frame builds here. Now the frame builds definitely are, it's whatever you want to run, guys. I usually bring a Kuva Brahman to just blow up the entire room of enemies and blow up multiple AoE shot spots at the same time. I actually just realized I did not show the combat mods on the Railjack. I forgot there's a separate tab for that. I'll show the Gruta build too. But as far as the abilities on the ship, we got Blackout Pulse, guaranteed stun on any cruise ship. Makes it really easy to shoot the back jets with your Yamato cannon. Make sure if you're shooting the Yamato cannon, it is a jet that's already been weakened by the front turrets of the Railjack. You don't have to do that usually if you got like artillery increased damage, but not everybody's running that. So yeah, Blackout Pulse, very, very good. Shatter Burst, actually insanely good. What you'll do with Shatter Burst, you'll throw this ability on an objective, and it will blow up all the security nodes, all the radiators, as long as they're available to be destroyed. And it lasts for a good chunk. 5 seconds. You could increase the duration if you wanted to. That right there, that will take out multiple radiators if your teammate is very fast. For example, on some of the on the Pulse Turbine, you can get both radiators in one Shatter Burst if your teammate is spawn camping that stuff. And the final ability, Seeker Volley, just good for clearing out trash fighters. Just cast this constantly as Garuda or as Stynex. And for tactical, don't really use this as much for these types of missions, but Death Blossom gives you unlimited turrets for 25 seconds. Flow Burn gives you increased speed, very good for flying to that Orc and Derelict at the beginning of the mission. And Form Up makes your teammates get force teleported back to the ship in case they don't have the intrinsic teleporter. And by the way, let's go over some important intrinsics too while we're at it. So, as far as important triggers to go for, you do want to make sure you get Elite on call at some point, as these guys completely cheese the Steel Path. But for more crucial stuff, we've got Tactical here. So, Warframe abilities can be cast on the Tactical sort. Nobody ever does that. The biggest thing here is Omni Warp. On level 4 Tactical, Omni Gear can be used to teleport back to the ship from anywhere. Get this. Get this for sure. You need this if you're playing Railjack. It lets you instantly teleport back to the ship whenever you want to. So you have level 4 Tactical, very important. Let's see what else we got on here. Okay, you could get level 10 on Tactical too. Warp from your ship to a crew member. That's good for speedrunning New Guam mines. I have a video on my channel of that one too. For piloting, it's not as important. I believe one of these is required for the Yamato cannon though. Double tap instantly translate. Okay, it might be gunnery. Okay, blah blah blah. I think they might have actually changed that. I don't see a Yamato cannon on here. You can get the Yamato cannon all the time now, I guess. Okay, so the biggest thing is just getting level 4. Level 4 of tactical is what you really want to get here. And you want to get level 10 command just so you can have the elite on call. Alright, that's basically it for the cruise or for the Railjack. Let's go look at those frame builds I almost forgot to show. So as far as the Kuva Brahma, just bring a viral Kuva Brahma, blows up all the Grineer really good. You can throw on Bane of the Corrupted, as a lot of them will be corrupted. But for Garuda or for Cyanax, what you want to do here is you want to have mods like this. Preparation, or if you're playing Harrow, Harrow has this effect built into his frame. You spawn into the mission with full energy. You don't need this with Garuda at all, because you can get a full energy instantly, same with Cyanax. But if you are thinking about, you want to instantly just start the mission, save as much time as possible, no time wasted, you could do this to instantly fly to that Auric Derelict. We want to go for Prime Flow. And why Garuda? Garuda has a ton of energy, and Garuda's start ability gives you energy back. Combine that with Nourish. Well, actually, I've got Dispensary on here now. I was testing something out. If you combine that with Nourish, with high power strength, it gives you a ridiculous amount of energy back every time you cast her 3. So my normal Nourish build will also work. So a 3.31 energy multiplier, and we're getting like our entire energy bar in 1 cast for 3. Additionally, Molt Reconstruct does work on the Railjack when you're casting abilities. So if you're low health in Garuda, just cast Seeker Volley, and you will get all your health back with Molt Reconstruct. The rest of it is Strength and Duration, just to make it where our either Dispensary lasts longer or our Nourish lasts longer and has more power. As far as Cyanax, I don't really have a Cyanax build just for this, but you don't even need a special build for this, honestly. Just go for a lot of energy and a lot of strength, and some duration too. So like, I'd probably make a more min-max build for this with some more duration, but yeah, just Nourish and his third ability together, you regen energy like crazy, so it's quite nice. And that's going to be basically it for the video, guys. I just want to give an overview on how good Void Storms can be if you have the organized team for it and you have the gear for it. We ran these for about 30 or 40 minutes yesterday, and we walked away with, I'd say, over 10 Axii relics, a ton of endo, and not to mention all the wreckage I could delete on my ship just to get even more endo. Probably like a total of like 20, 30,000 endo, and a bunch of relics opened, etc., etc. The list goes on. It is quite rewarding. It takes some getting used to for sure, and be afraid that it might glitch out at certain points too. That is still a reality in Railjack. So, hope you guys found this video fun and helpful. I do these missions on stream, so come stop by if you want to run these missions with me sometimes. Maybe learn as we go. And I'll be live with the first on it tonight, guys. Take it easy. All right, peace.